Hello, good morning. Welcome, Quay. Welcome, Cash.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good. It's Thursday. One more day.
Friday Eve. Yes, that's
Friday
true.
Eve, as you say.
Hmm.
How are you, Mr. V?
I am well, thank you. I'm glad it's finally nice out. A couple days this week.
Oh, it's gonna be warm today too.
Yeah, they said like 75.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go outside, please wear a mask, my friends. Thank you.
Yes.
How are you guys doing, Quay and Cash? Everybody's good. Cash, good to see you back in class.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Let me get my reminders out here. And give it a few minutes. Oh, another celebrity guest.
Oh, gotta open up for the day.
Hmm.
How are we doing?
Good morning.
More staff than students in the class. Hi, Kashmir. Hi, Quay. Quay, I hear you go back before any of us here. You've been at Yes before us, huh?
Meaning that she went,
I think
used
she
to
was
go to Yes before we all got there?
left, and then you and I came in, and then Jess came,
Oh, okay.
and then she came back. Yeah,
Now she's back. All right.
predates us.
Very interesting. Kelsey, are you hosting like a Zoom chat for star makeups today again?
I am. I'm gonna start around. Oh, she's gone.
Okay, she'll be back. She probably jumped off. Yeah, I think
Um,
Quay and Cash both did theirs, but I'm just wondering if we get anybody else that has to take.
yeah.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on the spreadsheet, so I'll let you know if I
Yeah.
see it.
Do you think I should start it right now, Ty?
I don't know. Like, when were you gonna start it?
I was gonna do it at 9:30
I think that's fine.
because I
Yeah,
figured
I think.
everyone would do their community.
Yeah, because that way we can still have community meeting, and if people will log on a little later, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right, let's give it about 5 more minutes here. Hopefully, we get some more peeps logged on today. Yes, Aaron, welcome.
Good morning, Aaron.
Is this your first class joining us from your laptop? Hopefully, since you said you were going to pick it up. What a beautiful day. Well, I hope everybody is well. We will give it maybe like 3 more minutes here, and then we will jump into our community meeting.
I will be back in 1 second. My coffee pot is making weird noises and I'm concerned.
no.
I'll be right back.
Who said they don't have the mouse? I have to wait another time. Oh no, that stinks. That they said they ran out of them. Because that would be like not super cool if that happened. They stopped handing them out a few weeks back. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of not cool if you ask me, but it's above my pay grade, I suppose. I wonder
On my computer.
what. Yeah.
Aaron, I'm wondering, which site did you go to? Did you go to 440 North Broad, or did you go to a different one? I can't remember where it is. You went to the school district. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna text you, or I'll private message you a number. Actually, I'll just put it in the chat for everyone in case they need it. It's like a Chromebook helpline. You can call them and ask, because I don't know what their deal is, but I can't imagine they would not be giving out any Chromebooks anymore. Or did they tell you what to do when you were there?
Yeah, because you said you have to wait until another day. So did they say like come back again when they have one, or? All right, let's send one final reminder out. All right, you guys are all probably gonna get a email from me. You can go ahead and disregard it since you are already here. All right, but it is 9:10, so welcome. Good to see everyone. They told me they no longer have out, that I have to go to another location to get it, and that they only have them out until 2:30, but on Wednesdays until 5. Okay, so yeah, like you have to go to a different site now. All right. Well, hopefully we can get you figured out. But I'm glad you can join us anyway. So let's go ahead and jump into our community meeting. Welcome again. I know we have some people that have not been with us for a while, like Haj, so welcome back. And Aaron, like off and on, so thankfully you guys are both able to log on today. Just in case anybody doesn't know, that hasn't been here or forgot, Miss Jess is one of our counseling interns this term, and she's doing a fantastic job. And Miss Kelsey is also making a celebrity appearance today in our community meeting. And again, just a reminder that these community meetings are a way for us to still have kind of a Yes Philly community and family, even though we are virtual. So, this is the space where you can feel safe to share, talk about anything on your mind, whether it deals with what we're talking about for the day, whether it's something else, if you have a question about anything, this is the time as a way to kind of ease into our morning. So with that, I will turn it over to Miss Jess and see what super cool stuff she has for us today.
Thank you, Mr. V. Okay, so today's question is, what does popularity mean to you? And I think about it in terms of, I think we've talked about like influencers in this group before, but think about like the people that you kind of look up to and that are well known by everyone. And think about the qualities they have, and let's start there. I'll pause and you can feel free to write in the chat. I'm going to write the question in the chat in case anyone trickles in and wants to contribute.
Someone who's well known. Thanks, Kashmir.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of added on there, what qualities do they possess? So maybe why are they well known? And I'm sure for different people, it's for different reasons. But think more about like personality characteristics as opposed to like events or talents for purposes of this conversation. Okay, Quay is saying somebody who maybe is liked and enjoyed by many people, or by a particular person or group. Yeah. Also feel free to throw in some examples if there's someone that's coming to mind for you.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's just like when you think of somebody who's popular or popularity, who is the first person that comes to mind?
Someone who doesn't mind being in the spotlight a lot, from Kaj. Yeah. I think that's a good one. I think some people are kind of bask in that and really enjoy that. I would say attention, but also not in like an attention seeking way, but I think some people see it as a platform and it's a great opportunity to reach a lot of people. Other people might not like that as much. Somebody who wants the fame. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So think about your favorite famous person or popular person, and you can share who that is. You don't have to. But when you think about that person, what are the reasons that you like them, or that you and your friends or you and your family members all know and like this person?
Do you sort of mean like, what are the qualities that make you like that person?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question. The only person that I can think of, sorry. Yeah. Admired, I'm wondering like admired in what way? And I think I just heard this the other day that the most popular woman like in the entire world is Michelle Obama.
Wow.
Which makes perfect sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Good example.
And so I'm wondering like,
I thought you were going to say Cardi B, but that makes sense too.
I was thinking about Michelle Obama because I think she's probably like one person that my whole family would agree on. And I was wondering what she had.
That's a really good one. But I think that that's also, I like that example because, I don't know, like LeBron James, for example, is super famous, super popular. Everyone knows him. He's one of the most talented basketball players that there has ever been. But I also think people know him for who he is. So I think that that's, you know, that's one example of like a popular, famous person. But I think Michelle Obama, yeah, she's famous for being the first lady. and being a great first lady, but she's also famous for kind of like who she is. Like it's more of like the person that she is, her character, that is why she is so well known. So it doesn't always have to be like a superstar talent, like being an amazing athlete. It can just be someone that people really just admire for who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Clay, you made a good point. I assume you're talking about LeBron, but that
Oh, what did I say?
kind of come from nothing, and then we can always stay true to who he is. Yeah, right. Like he made the I Promise School in Akron, Ohio, where he grew up. Right. So now all those kids can get the opportunity to an education that maybe friends of his didn't have growing up, or he wouldn't have had if he didn't play basketball. So I think that's a good point too. You're talking about Meek Mill. Okay. So yeah, very similar to LeBron, just instead of an athlete, it's a musician. But yeah, he's one that I hear a lot too when I talk about this with our students. So it's kind of that idea that Miss Jess was talking about of like, this person's popular, yes, because they're talented, whether it's LeBron or Meek or whatever, but also because of what they do and like who they are. So like staying true to themselves, like Quay said, giving back to their community, being I think being an example, like being a role model is good too. So like with the Meek Mill example, like he's from Philly, so all of you see him as like, okay, if he is from the same kind of area that I'm from, then maybe this is possible. And like Michelle Obama, like she's the first Black first lady. So think about how many young Black women and women of color like yourselves can now say, well, look, this isn't an impossible thing because she has already done it. Versus 50 years ago, when a lot of people would have thought that, you know what I mean? So I think that's part of it too, is like being a trailblazer and a pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron, that's a good point. Some people are popular for negative reasons too. Can you think of examples of that? I can think of a lot.
Yeah. I mean, while we're thinking, the first one, not like one specifically, but like the first kind of group of people that kind of fall into that category Aaron mentioned that I thought of was just like, like famous serial killers. Not to take it there this morning, but my girlfriend she really likes like true crime shows and stories and stuff. And so like a lot of people are really obsessed with like Charles Manson and Ted Bundy and like all of these people who have done horrible, horrible things, but they are super popular and there's like movies about them and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
True.
So I think that's one example that comes to mind. Can you guys think of any other ones of like being popular for a negative reason?
I think there are the like kind of obvious ones, not to say that that was obvious, Mr. B, but there are the ones that are like people are fascinated by these people because their stories are so crazy. But then there might be more subtle ones that, some people might like these people, some people might not like them and wonder why they're famous, that are harder to kind of spot out. So I'm wondering, like some people think the Kardashians are like the royal family of the United States, and other people are like, how did these people get famous? So
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
I was actually there's like a new documentary out about Paris Hilton. She was
I was thinking of her too.
Catch Me Outside Girl. Yeah, that's a good example.
Yes, good, Aaron. Definitely.
Yeah, Paris Hilton, she was like, some people consider me the original influencer, but actually she's
fair.
Oh yeah, totally fair.
You guys know who Paris Hilton is? Or are we showing our age?
Way too old.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay.
I'll say
All
for
right.
context, like
That makes,
I know
I
who
feel
she
better.
is, but I was not influenced by her. Like I just missed her, so I feel like she might be a
Yeah.
little old for this group.
Yeah, I was like that too. I was like, I knew she was, but I wasn't old enough to be like, oh, I want to, you know what I mean? Like my
Right.
sister,
Yeah.
maybe he was a little bit actually too old. Um, but I think it's the same kind of thing. I mean, a lot of people forget Kim Kardashian started by like being Paris Hilton's assistant,
Mm-hmm.
like organizing her closet. You know what I mean?
That's really funny.
So it's interesting. What about, here's a thought that I just had too. What about um, people that become popular for one thing and then they try to do a bunch of other stuff? Do we think they can be like taken seriously for the other thing or both? Like here's an example. So like Leonardo DiCaprio is very famous, very talented actor, right? But now he's also a very big like climate change advocate. Um, and so do you think a lot of people know him because of his climate change stuff too, like because the work he does for that, or because he's an actor? Like, do you think you can become popular for one thing and then kind of shift, and now you're like popular for something else too, or is it kind of like one and done? What do you guys think?
I think one thing that you just sparked me when you were saying that, something that happened this summer that was really interesting to me is that a lot of famous people who are famous for acting or singing or sports or cooking or whatever it might be, I think there was an expectation that they would use their platforms to speak out about racial injustice, like when all the um, kind of protests were happening across the country after George Floyd's death. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that that question was kind of asked, like, do we expect these people to, just because they have these platforms for whatever reason it might be, to use them for everything? Like, do they have a responsibility now that we all know who they are to talk about all of these important issues as they come up? So I think that's kind of super relevant to what's happening now too. Aaron, is your yes to this question? I might have missed
No, I
that.
think that was to the Paris Hilton question.
Okay.
I'm kind of like impressed that you guys know who she is. Not that she's like someone to know in particular, but I'm out of touch with people who are current, let alone before my time.
Who do you guys think is the most popular person right now? Whether it's like just in our country or like worldwide, like Miss Kelsey was mentioning Michelle Obama. But who do you guys think? Like when you guys think of like this person is the most popular person around right now, who comes to mind?
Meek.
Quite? That's good.
Right. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause look, hold on, let me put on music. Cause like, if you really think of it, I feel like he didn't did enough for his city. He did enough for a while. Like he one of the ones I recommend his music. Like it's people that's from Philly and don't do jack. Like how you don't interact with you once you got fame. How you don't interact back with the community where you started from your roots. Like he react with his community. He make sure that the kids have what they need and all that. So yeah,
That's good.
Thank you,
did
Quinn.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, we heard you.
Oh, all right, because my mic was on. I'm like, did y'all hear me?
I thought at first you said me, meaning like yourself, and I was like,
No, I
okay,
said me.
confidence.
Yeah.
Then I realized you were talking about Meek Mill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Cashmere, that's a good point too.
All
Yeah.
you in all different careers. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Meek is cool. I think Quay, what you were saying reminded me of Chance the Rapper, and like he kind of tries to do the same thing where he's from, which is like in Chicago. So he gave like $150,000 to the public schools and all that stuff. So I think it's that same kind of idea, like always remembering your roots and giving back, which is why I've talked to other students about like Kevin Hart and Will Smith and like these dudes who are famously from Philly, but now they've kind of like become Hollywood, like to use that cliche.
And Kobe Bryant.
And now they kind of don't like come back as much, give back as much. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting thing. I think that's a good point.
Mr. V heard me when Quay said meek, and Aaron heard meat.
Yeah. Okay. Who else? Who else comes to mind when you guys think of like who's the most popular person around right now?
I'm gonna pop out and start my meeting.
Okay.
All right.
Good job, guys. Good
Thank
conversation.
you.
Keep it up.
Are there like Instagram influencers? Or is there like other rappers or singers or actors you think of?
Even like there's some girl who I know got really famous on TikTok this summer who became like, I mean, she's like 15 or something and became like the most famous TikToker in the world. And like everyone knows who she is except for me, apparently. I know she exists, but I don't know what her name is. Anyone coming to mind? One thing, kind of as we wrap up, that I wanted to point out, I think almost every single person that we talked about in this conversation, we talked about their story and their past and their roots, which I think is a really interesting point. Just that, you know, I like to think that we're all kind of striving for something exciting in our futures. But I think at the end of the day, what's happening now kind of builds us and builds our character and says a lot about who we are, and we take it with us wherever we go. So I just think that's a really cool thing to think about, an important thing to think about, that it's all a work in progress. These people didn't just like snap their fingers and one day it all happened.
Right. I think the character thing you point hit on is super important too, because like Aaron mentioned, people can be popular for negative reasons, and a lot of that can have to do with their character. Like we are in a presidential election right now, and one of the candidates' character is like not the best and not the most respectful, and not great, but yet he remains wildly popular with a lot of people. And so I think that also proves like how popularity can kind of like maybe morph the way that we think about someone or think about why we agree with someone, or things of that nature. Like it can almost be contagious and infectious if you like get around the right people and tell them the right things that you think that they want to hear. You'll still be popular even though maybe you're not doing it on the most like what's what I'm looking for, on the most like honest or
Like we're
straight
stuck.
up methods. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I'm glad you said that, because when you were asking who do you think of as like one of the more popular people in the world right now, that certain person came to mind, which I think serves Aaron's point well, is that some people are well known for not so great reasons.
Yeah. And it's an opinion and a perspective thing too, because there's a lot of people that might say, no, he's popular for all the right reasons. He's popular because he did this. Just like there's people who might say the Cash Me Outside girl is killing it in the game right now and deserves all of her fame. You know what I mean? So I think it's it's a perspective thing too, because I think it's part of it is like, what do we identify with and who do we identify with, and like call them popular, like, and I think all of us maybe would agree that, like, we identify with Meek as being popular because of the way he gives back to the community. And so it's again that example of seeing, like, right, if he came from Philly and like the same kind of place that I came from and is doing all this stuff, then it could be possible for me too. And so that's why we kind of relate to that. But it can go the other way too for other people.
That's a good point.
Any other final thoughts? Any other final thoughts as we wrap up here?
This was a really good one. Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts. Very insightful.
Yes, definitely. Thank you everybody who shared. And thank you to Miss Jess. Excellent conversation today. All right. Really good job, my friends. Don't forget that the work for the next progress report is going to be due, I believe, tomorrow. I know it kind of comes up fast since we just had one. And then the end of our first term is November 6th. So we are almost there, my friends. We are starting to see the light at the end of the virtual tunnel. Right. So excellent job. All right. So let's wrap our community meeting there for today. It's 9:33, so let's take 5, right? And we will come back at 9:38, and then we'll jump into creative writing, and it'll be kind of another day to finish up the checkpoint that we were working on last class, for those of us who are still trying to get caught up, all right? So thank you again, Ms. Jess, and I will see everybody back here at 9. So let's say 9:39. Okay, so take 5, and I will see you then. All right. Thank you. All right. Hey, good morning, Sabrine. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Right. We got about another minute before we jump into first period. We are just at the end of our break after community meeting. Let me check my list, Sabrina, make sure you don't have to take a STAR test. No, it looks like you're good. All right. All right, ladies. Well, good morning again. It is that time, so we will jump in here. Excuse me while I eat my breakfast. Thank you for logging on. Again, welcome. Good morning. Let's jump into creative writing. All right. Now, as you probably know or heard, we're getting towards the end of the term. All right. Our final progress report is coming out next week. So that means all the work for it is going to be due tomorrow, Friday. So it's going to be kind of leaning more towards like working on checkpoints and project stuff in class and less on like me kind of like teaching lessons. That's usually how it goes, like towards the end of the term, so we can get everything done. So for today, I want to make sure you guys have as much time as you need to get caught up on work. So what is going on this progress report is checkpoints 1 and 2. All right, so let me pop my screen share on real quick and remind everybody of what those are. Okay. So you should all be assigned to our class in Summit, except maybe Cash. And like I said, you might have to email Ms. Christina for a new Summit code if the ones that you have expired. So just make sure you get that figured out. Let me check if you're on here or not. All right. Yeah, she might be, I'm sure she's teaching right now, so she might not get back to you right away. But you know what, Kaz, you are actually already registered for this class. I see you on my list. So you shouldn't need to put in a code. So what I would do is maybe log out of Summit and then log back in. But remember to, when you log back in, just hit the Google Drive option and not enter enrollment code, because you don't have to enter the code. You're already registered. So just try that again. Let me know if it comes up. But I do see you on my list. So at least for this class, you should be good. All right. So one more time, checkpoint 1 is this critique of famous Redor. So it looks like this. I think most of you have this finished or close to finished already. And you are using, if you go back to this same page, this text selections link right here, and clicking on one of these links and using that article or speech to fill out all the boxes on this checkpoint, okay? And if you're struggling with which one to use, I added this one in at the bottom because it's a little bit of a more straightforward argument. So you can start with that one, okay? So that is checkpoint 1. So again, if you still haven't done that, make sure you get caught up there. And then other thing going on this progress report is checkpoint 2, which is the timed write that looks like this, okay? And what you're doing with this is using this Google Doc that should be shared with everybody. I'll make sure it's shared with everybody that's in here in a second. But you're picking from this Google Doc that would be in your Yes Philly email if I've already shared it with you, one of these prompts, and you're coming up with your stance. You know, do you agree, disagree with this question? And then on the actual checkpoint typing your argument, which should be, and it tells you this further down in the Google Doc. All right, 4 good paragraphs, intro, conclusion, 2 body paragraphs. In those 2 body paragraphs, you should have 2 reasons that support your main claim. Yes, we should, or no, we should not. You should have evidence to help support those reasons, whether it's stuff you already know, if you want to look something up and put it in your own words. Okay. And you should also have a counterclaim and a rebuttal. So what do you think the opposing side might argue, and how would you come back at them? And that's what you're doing for checkpoint 2. Okay. If you get everything finished, like if you're close to being finished and caught up, then you all have checkpoint 3 assigned to you, right? And you can start working on that. If that is the case, then you and I will jump in a breakout room, and I can explain what checkpoint 3 is, kind of one-on-one, while everybody else works. And then next class on Monday, I'll kind of show it to everybody. But yes, Kaj, I can send that email with the Google Doc again. If there's anybody else who didn't get it or can't find it and wants me to send it again, please let me know either in the chat or just give me a quick shout. But I'm looking through my list right now, and I think yes, Aaron, you should have it. Kaj, I don't see you, so let me add you onto here. All right, so this should be coming to your Yes Philly email. All right. So then, ladies, that is what it's going to be doing the progress report. Questions on what you need to do for any of those? Okay. Everybody understands what we need to do on each checkpoint. Monica, now is the time to ask if you don't. Right. So Nakai, I'm just going over what is going to be due for this upcoming progress report, which is checkpoints 1 and 2. All right. So the rest of the day is going to be kind of a work day for people to get caught up on whichever one of those they are missing. My recommendation would be to do checkpoint 2 first. That one might go a little quicker, and then go back and catch up on checkpoint 1 if you're still behind on that. Okay. And again, if you finish both of them and you're all caught up, let me know, and then we can have a quick breakout room and I can explain what you're going to do for checkpoint 3. Okay. And these are both on Summit under our class. All right. Questions from anybody? Somebody tell me in the chat quickly, please, which 2 checkpoints are due for our progress report. Right. And Kaj, you should have got it in your Yes Philly email, but I will share it again just in case.
You see my chat, Mr. B?
Yes, thank you, Sabrine. Oh, so the prompts are the prompts are on that Google Doc that I was just mentioning to Kashmir. Let me see if I shared it with you, Sabrine. Yeah, so it should be in your Yes Philly email. It should be a Google Doc shared from me. If you can't find it, let me know and I can just share it again. All right, Cash got it. Thank you. I also
Yeah, I don't have it. Can you send it to me?
Yes, I can. So checkpoints 1 and 2 are what we should be trying to get finished today. Aaron and Nakaya, real quick before I send this to Sabrine, I'm going to throw the two of you in a breakout room with Miss Jess because you still have to make up your STAR assessments, and we need everybody to get those done by tomorrow. Right, it's like a district thing. It's just kind of one of those like we got to do it. We got to knock it out. Okay, so I'm gonna send both of you
Wait.
Miss Jess, and she
Pause,
can.
pause. Sorry. I'm gonna actually post. Miss Kelsey has a room already that she's doing all the
Okay.
makeups. So I'm just gonna post a link in the chat and let her know that you guys are gonna be heading over there. Okay.
Okay, my bad.
All good.
So then, Aaron and Nikaya, if you guys can click that link that Miss Jess is gonna put in the chat, and head to that Zoom real quick. And Miss Kelsey, you get you guys set up with making that up. Don't worry about not having time to do the work for this class because you'll still have time tomorrow, and you can always come to the afternoon summit lab today, which is from 1 to 3. So I will send that link out to everybody later today. All right, Sabrine, let me get you straightened out here with the Google Doc. All right, so Sabrine, that should be in your Yes Philly email now. All right. So
Yeah, I got it.
all right, cool. So Aaron is there. So Nakaya, if you can hear me, go ahead and click that link as well. And try and knock out that STAR real quick. They've been going pretty quick, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right. But we need everybody to make those up. Excellent. All right, so the rest of y'all, you know what you need to be working on, checkpoints 1 and 2. All right. I will be muted, but I will be here in the chat if you have questions as you work on any of these. Cash, we can do a quick breakout room and get you caught up real quick since I know you missed a good bit. So would that help if we did that, or would you rather just get working on it? You let me know what works better. All right, cool. So we'll do that real quick. Miss Jess will be in here with everybody else if you have questions. And then we should return shortly, but you know what you guys need to be working on. Please try and use your time effectively to get caught up today, and then you will be earning some Amazon gift cards come next week in our assembly for progress reports. All right, Cash, so it's just going to come up on your screen and ask if you want to join. Just hit yes, and then I will follow you in there. All right, cool. I shall return. All right. Hello again, friends. I see we have some new faces here with us. That is excellent. All right. Ayana, Ike, and Talia, good morning. All right. If Miss Justin let you know already, checkpoints 1 and 2 are what is going on the upcoming progress report. So we are just taking a day to get caught up on those today. They've already been updated in Summit, so you will see what you need to catch up on if you look there. Right. My advice would be to finish checkpoint 2 first, um, and then go back and catch up on checkpoint 1 if you are still behind. Okay. If you get finished with both of them, let me know, and we can have a quick breakout room one-on-one, and I can explain what you do for checkpoint 3. But if not, that's what I'm going to do with everybody on Monday. Okay. So we got about a little over 20 minutes left. So I'm going to put myself back on mute and let you guys continue working on this. All right. And again, all the work is due by Friday night for checkpoint 2. So I should have it by then. Please shoot me an email if you have questions on anything. All right. And also, please don't be afraid to come to the afternoon summit labs if you need any assistance. I'm going to send the link out to everybody today, so that you have it. Okay. And then that is from 1 to 3 each day. It's a good place to get stuff caught up. All right. But I will be here muted. If you have questions, put them in the chat or give me a shout. And keep up the good work. Hey, Hev. Good morning. Good to see you. Glad you were able to
Hi,
get.
somebody sent me the link to take the test, but they sent it to me on my phone. I don't know how to get it on my computer.
They sent you the link to go. Like they sent you a Zoom link to go take the test.
Mm-hmm.
Did they send it to you in an email?
They texted to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I put it before, but I can re-add it.
Yeah. Are you on your computer right now, Hev?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Miss Jess just put it in the chat. So if you click the chat in the Zoom call that we're in, you should be able to click that, and then it'll send you to that link to go take the
Okay,
test.
thank you.
You are welcome.
It looks like Isaac has one outstanding test. So if now is an okay time to retake that, you can also use that link.
All right, yeah. So Ike, if you heard that, if you can click that link as well, and head over to Miss Kelsey's Zoom chat and take that test. We got to get them done by tomorrow. So we're just sending people over there who still need to make them up. So head over there, knock it out, and then you'll be done with it. And then you come back and keep working. And again, don't sweat about having to miss time, because there'll be time. You can always come to the afternoon summer labs and work on it there too, if you need help. But if you can hit that link and go take that, make up that STAR test, that's what I need you to do right now. So thank you very much. Jaheim, welcome. Good to see you. Better late than never.
So,
All right, Jaheim, I might need to send you.
can you send me everything I missed?
I can do that. I don't see you on the list for star tests, so that is good. So you don't need to make those up. Yeah. So, Jaheim, everything is on Summit, right? So it should be assigned to you. Checkpoints 1 and 2 are what are due for the progress report. This upcoming progress report. I am also going to send to you in the chat right now. Actually, I'll put it in there for everybody in case anybody else needs it. But this is the link to the afternoon summit lab, where I will be from 1 to 3 every day except Wednesdays. So it's a very good place to come if you need to get caught up or have questions about any of the stuff you need to do. So I'm putting that in the chat right now as well. All right. So, like I said, Jaheim, you should be assigned to everything on Summit. Let me double check that. So you can head there now and try and start to chip away at some of the stuff you need to get caught up on. Yeah, so you're assigned everything. So I would recommend starting with checkpoint 2 and then going back and finishing checkpoint 1, since checkpoint 1's already overdue. And checkpoint 2 is the most recent thing that's going to be going on this progress report. Like I said, if you're getting stumped or having trouble, you can always come to that afternoon summit lab link, and then we can do kind of like a one-on-one chat thing to help get caught up. Same goes for everybody else. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. Let me do a quick check-in here. If you can, please give me a 1 to 5 in the chat, kind of where you are with everything that we need to get caught up on. 5 being like, I'm just about finished with checkpoint 2 and I'm going to be all caught up, no problem. 1 being like, I'm still behind on both of them. I still kind of need some help. I haven't quite gotten started yet. 3, maybe like you finished checkpoint 1, you're working on checkpoint 2, you're kind of like in the middle here, but you understand everything you need to do. All right. I got one from Cash. Thank you. If everybody can kind of put that in the chat right now, please, so I can see where everybody is at. I would appreciate that just as a quick check-in. So again, throw a 1 to 5 in the chat, where you are with everything that is due for this progress report, checkpoints 1 and 2. Right. I only have 1 in there right now from Kashmir. If you can, take a quick pause, throw that in the chat for me, and then you can get right back to it. Hopefully, if you are still here and can hear what I'm saying and have not disappeared somewhere. Quay, thank you. I got yours. Good job. 2, and I'm going to be at 4 by tonight. Good, Sabrine. I like that you're setting goals. Thank you. No, don't worry about it, Kaz. You're good. You already put your 1 to 5 in the chat, so I know where you are. All right. So I haven't heard from Bev, Talia, Ike. If you can put yours in the chat as well, kind of 1 to 5. Where are you with everything that's going to be due? If you could let me know, that way I know I have a gauge kind of where everybody's at as we wrap up here today. All right. Let's hang on for about another maybe 5 minutes, Quay. Just make sure everything's wrapped up and then you should be good. But I appreciate you for asking. Thank you. Also, a quick reminder to request feedback on anything that you finish on Summit, so I know that you are good with that one, and then I can send it back to you if you need to fix anything. All right. Welcome back, Nikaya. Were you able to get the STAR test done? Yay, thank you so much. Good job. You get an Amazon gift card now at the next assembly. I really appreciate that. So, ladies and gents, we got about 5 minutes left. I don't know, Nikai, you just came back from testing, but don't forget that checkpoints 1 and 2 are what is due on this upcoming progress report. The link for the afternoon summit lab is in the chat. I will put it in there again in case anybody missed it. All right, so if you are stuck on anything or you weren't able to get caught up on a lot of stuff today and you still need some time, that is the place to go to. I will be there from 1 to 3 today and tomorrow. So please don't sleep on utilizing that time. All right. And then don't forget for checkpoint 2, should have 4 good paragraphs. Everything you need should be in that Google Doc that should be shared with everybody. Nikaya, I think I shared it with you. Let me just double check. And then checkpoint 1, you're using one of the links from that text selections resource that you can find also on Summit under checkpoint 1. Okay. All right, questions on anything? All right. Someone tell me in the chat before we leave which 2 checkpoints are due for this progress report so that I know you know what's up. One and 2. Thank you, Kaj. Yes, thank you for listening. All right, good job, ladies and gents. Then if you don't have any other questions, you know, we need to work on, you are good to go. When we come back on Monday, we will go over what you have to do for checkpoint 3 so we can keep moving forward. Like I said, we're getting towards the end of the term, so we got to keep moving so I can give you guys enough time to do the final project and everything like that. All right. So I will stay in the chat for another 2 minutes. If you have any questions, please feel free. If not, you are good to go for today. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend. Thank you if you made up the STAR test for doing that. And I will see you on Monday. All right, good job.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Mr.
All right, thank you, Ms. Jess. All right, I'm gonna have the chat open for about another minute. If you don't have any questions, then you are good to go. Because I'm gonna end the chat in about 30 seconds. All right, Bevan, Isaac, I'm going to go ahead and end the chat unless you have anything else for me. If not, I will see everyone on Monday. All right, good job.